Liverpool Seafarers Centre is an ecumenical partnership formed in 2008 between the Apostleship of the Sea Liverpool and the Mersey Mission to Seafarers. We have a responsibility for the River Mersey and the Manchester Ship Canal, so ideally the northwest.
We care was the motto, and that's what it's about. So where people forget that there are people out there, almost a town in the port at one time of people, that we look after those people, and that's what we do.
A centre that welcomes seafarers from all over the world, welcomes them to a safe place where they can be home from home for a few hours off their ship.
Sailors find it a very hard life actually being at sea, and they spend a lot of time away from family, they spend a lot of time away off solid ground. And so coming into the Seafarers Centres, it gives them a place of warmth, of welcome, a place where they can contact families, a place where maybe they can feel safe at times as well, and simply a place where they can find company.
The seafarer is the silent workforce supplying our needs. 95% of everything we use in the UK is coming to our shores by sea. We're an island nation. If it wasn't for the seafarers, we wouldn't have those services. We couldn't go to the shops, we couldn't go to the supermarket and expect and just buy all of the provisions. All of our daily needs are met, and that is met by the seafarer. Within the centre itself, communication is key today. Seafarers are away from home for anything up to 9 months at a time, and the only opportunity they will have to communicate with family and friends back home is whenever they're in a major port such as Liverpool, where there are communications available. Seafarers, when they're at sea, they're working 7 days a week. They don't have a day off. And if they did, what would they do? What was the point of having a day off? So the only time they can relax and get away is whenever there is a Seafarers Centre in the major port where they have come to. And we are so proud of the service that we offer here in Liverpool.
Container ships are always rushed. Some can be just on 12 hours, even less. So visiting ships is an important part of what Liverpool Seafarers Centre does. And if a ship is in for 3 or 4 days, we will try and visit it at least twice in that time. Simply to build a relationship. Each seafarer's individual has a home life, a family life, and it's just being able to empathise and engage with that is important for me.
When we go on board ship, we're not there as a business. We're the only ones who go on board who are only interested in the crew. I come on board, or my colleagues, and they see a fresh face, and they want to tell you things. So just sit there and listen, and let them talk. Let them go on and talk about the children back home, the wife, the mum and dad, whatever is happening in their country. Let them talk and just listen, and they're so happy. They can't thank me enough, because they're telling me life on board ship is hard. Because we're here, the Seafarers Centre, we can bring them off. We can show them this city. We can show them the Seafarers Centre. Give them a few hours off the ship, some rest or contact, whatever they want. But if we weren't there, they'd have no purpose to go ashore. They would be constantly trapped on that ship. Work on it, sleep on it, live on it. There's no charge. We don't charge them, because there's many times they say, how much will it cost me to go on your bus? And I tell them, there's no charge, we'll take you and we'll bring you back.
I was a seafarer. I was an engineer at sea for 20 years. The seamen's missions were always important to me around the world. And now in retirement, having gone away from it, I come back to where I started, because to me, I still care for the seafarers. I understand them deeply, what they go through. So to me, I personally want to help them. I had a few weeks ago a chap whose wife had lost her leg because she had diabetes. Now this man was worried because he couldn't be home. So I actually spent time praying with him. I talked to the guy and prayed with him, because that's what he wanted. He wanted to know that God was with him, and that we could pray together for her healing, and that somebody cared again. I mean, I've been in ports where there is no mission as a seafarer myself, and I think it would be absolutely tragic if it did have to close a centre. Because nothing's wasted here at all. Everything's used. It's important, and you make sure that if anything's given here, you can come and see it. You can see where it's being used. You can see the results, and it's absolutely so valuable nowadays in this world. So many things are not government funded, and without their money, the thing would fold up.
This centre is in operation because of a lot of people are generous. So we really depend to carry on our services for the seafarers if we keep on receiving donations from people. That is why for those who are doing this, we express our gratitude for your constant help, for your concern for the seafarers who are bringing a lot of things to us.
We don't think enough about what the sailors' needs are. We tend to see them as doing a job, we tend to see them as coming into ports, delivering items, taking items away, but we don't realise that for them to be able to do that, they need to be cared for. Practically, it's the phone cards, practically, it's a lift ashore, but it's also a holistic thing. The Seafarers Centre gives these sailors something precious. At the very least, it's a chance to speak with their family, to see them on Skype, to phone them up, to do those things which we take for granted but for them are precious. The Seafarers Centres are the only places where these things can happen, and that's important because ultimately we the customers benefit from the jobs that they do.
The Bible in Matthew 25 verse 34 starts off saying that I was a stranger and you welcomed me, I was hungry and you fed me. Those two little simple examples, that is what we do, that's what drives me to offer the service. The seafarer is a stranger, he's coming to the UK perhaps for the first time, so it is terribly important that we welcome everyone, irrespective of who they are, what their beliefs may or may not be. That is no concern of us. We must welcome everyone, and that is what we do as a team. Simple services that we offer day in, day out, 7 days a week, at no cost to the seafarer.